And I am live on YouTube as well. So yeah. Aw, thank you, Lynn. How are you, sweetie? Yeah, the ugly lights are when the club's when it's time to go home. It's exactly what the ugly lights are. When you're sitting in here in the dark and everything looks great, and then suddenly you're like, oh God. Yeah. We're not reading ribbons tonight, so the ribbons got to come out. All right. Every time I go through here, I'm like, how did I have that many ribbons in here? Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm actually going to lower the number of tickets that I've got this evening. So if you guys want to grab one, you might do it really quickly. Because if you guys are new to following me, I actually had the Rona earlier this week, and it knocked me on my ass. So I didn't sleep good this week. Last night, really. About entities. What do you need help with, love? Oh, I'm so sorry, Lindsay, honey. Yeah, it smacked the shit out of me, that's for sure. Oh, thank you, Jade, honey. Thank you guys for sharing the live. Thank you for all the new followers. I appreciate all of it so much. Yeah, I think that with everybody going back to school, it's going around pretty bad. Pretty bad. Miss Christine, you are first, love. Let me scoot you guys back just a little bit more. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I know a lot of people right now that are really ill. All right, so those don't need to be in here. So funny, I didn't realize that I had my my answer bones in here. Don't need the answer bones, do we? Hey, I don't do in-person sessions currently because I'm expanding my shop. But I will be. I used to. I love to. All right. Ready, Miss Christine? See if I can pull that back where you guys kind of see a little bit. So you have the lark of eye over here. You have a buffalo bone. You have a tiger's eye, silver feather, a muskrat tooth, and a piece of zebra hide. Now, I wanted to say, I don't think you realize how much things are coming together, but I think you're starting to see how much things are coming together. Because you've got 3 different things here. So over here is a spiritual path. This is the lark of eye. Lark of eye is like black labradorite. So this is protection as you're guided on your path. And then you have the buffalo bone over it. So that is wisdom, it's strength, all on your path. Then over here, you have the tiger's eye and you have the feather. So you have a masculine and feminine together. And then down here, you have the muskrat tooth, whoops, as I'm going to knock it over, which is all about perseverance. And like both of those pieces are like this, and the muskrat tooth is like that, like holding it together. So that is family being held together by perseverance. But then over here, you have the zebra. So the zebra hide represents, I almost said recommends, represents teamwork, togetherness. So all of these things are coming together. I don't think that you see it yet. I don't think you see it yet. But some of the reason that things in our life get fractured is because they have to. I know that sounds weird. You can't ever fully appreciate something until you don't have it or until it's broken. Would you really appreciate a beautiful, amazing, sunny day if you didn't have a shitty ice-filled day? Would you really appreciate snow if you never saw it? Would you really appreciate that beautiful, wonderful, warm, soaking rain if all you ever had was nasty, cold ice rain? Do you see what I'm saying? So things have to break for them to be whole. Does that make sense? We have to go through a spiritual awakening. We have to go through a break. We have to go through a time that forces us to grow and to be more than we are, to become who we need to be. Anybody that's ever had a spiritual awakening or gone through a spiritual awakening, you get broken horribly. You get broken horribly to be made better. So, Christine, all of these things got broken and fractured to the side and into different piles, so you could see how they all fit back together. I can't ever remember what it's called, but I love watching it happen, where I think it's Japanese. It's an art form where something is broken, a piece of pottery is broken, and then it's put back together with gold leaf. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. Okay? Does that make sense, Miss Christine? I think pretty soon you're going to see all the gold threads pulling all of these things back together. Not only are you going to see these things getting pulled back together, but you're going to be on a much stronger footing than you've ever been with all of these things. You'll be a powerhouse, and you won't even realize it until someone else that doesn't even have anything to do with your spiritual path points it out to you. Points it out to you how much you've changed, how much you've grown, how amazing your marriage is, how amazing your family is. They're going to point all this out, and you're going to go, wait, oh my God, they're right. Oh, thank you, Weird Shit Lady. I appreciate that. I could never pronounce that. I will absolutely murder that word, so I'm not going to say it. But thank you. It's beautiful to watch. Yeah, it's very satisfying for me personally to watch those things go back together. So, does that make sense, Miss Christine? Look for those gold filaments because they're there. I would bet it doesn't take very much looking, and you're going to see them very, very easily. Just saying. Just saying. Y'all, don't feed the trolls. They need love too, all right? Thank you, Miss Susan. I appreciate it. Hold on a minute here. Empaths working with metals. Well, every single metal has a different meaning. Some empaths prefer certain metals. In fact, most empaths actually prefer silver because silver is more feminine, unless they are doing healing work, and then they usually prefer gold as they're working on someone else. But yeah, I would definitely look into the spiritual meaning of the different metals and see which one works for you. Brass happens to be one of my favorites. All right, Miss Felicia Dixon, you ready? Ooh, that's a lot of big shit. And more big shit. Okay. You definitely have some, I'm going to say it this way, and I hope that you understand exactly what I'm saying. This is like some big, massive energy. This is some big, massive energy. Every single thing I pulled out of here is big. I have a whole bunch of small things in there too. But for some reason, all these big things. There is a peach pit. There's a big shell. There's a big piece of petrified wood over a big piece of pink imperial jasper. And then you have the zebra and the buffalo over it. So let's start over here, okay? Because these things are the first things that came out. Honey, I don't think you realize that... your energy has actually been on point for where you're going. You're probably overwhelming people right now. You're overwhelming yourself. having an issue trying to get your energy to calm down. You feel like you need to be just running 50 marathons at the same time and you can't stop. It's supposed to be this way. Let me say it that way. It's supposed to be this way. You've gone through a level up, so your energy is through the roof. And when that happens, then we have to start pulling our motivation, our personal production, everything up to that level. There's a reason I don't sleep a lot, y'all. There's a reason I don't sleep a lot. There's a reason I have a problem sitting still. And it's not just because my ADHD has ADHD. It's because this exact thing right here. When you go through a level up, that's what this Imperial Jasper down here represents, is the fact that you have gone through a massive level up and you're starting to own your own energy and own your own power. The petrified wood right there is helping you get grounded back to it. You are now grounded in that energy. Now, even though you feel insane with the energy everywhere, you're getting grounded in it. When you get grounded in it, you start to not only the shell is not only going with the flow, but it's also protection. So you start to kind of go with the flow and you start to naturally ease away from people whose energy is down here while yours is up here. Because when you go through this kind of level up, you have a problem being around people that are low energy. You can't do it. You have to have someone that can match your energy, that can match your production, that can match the things that you're doing, the level that you're on. So unfortunately, there are going to be people that just kind of fall away that way. Not anything bad, not anything against that person or you. It's just your paths are doing this. So when your paths start to do that, you just have to let them walk their own path. You have to let them go on their own way. Rejection is protection. I'm just saying. But the thing I love is that peach pit came out right there. Because that peach pit at the end of this energetic row right here tells me you're also starting to fully own that amazing feminine power that you have. Everybody has it, okay? Everybody has a divine masculine. Everybody has a divine feminine. But the problem with the world is that we feel like we have to put that strong, that divine masculine out there. Like we have to be this all the time. So we forget about our divine feminine. And the people that are able to own that divine feminine and really just exude balance between the two, or even let their divine feminine take over a little more, that is some mega power right there. That whole line right there is just crazy, strong, amazing energy. So, Miss Felicia, honey, when people tell you that you're too much, that's a them problem. It's not a you problem. That's a them problem. You are too much for them because their energy can't handle it. You are never going to be too much for you. You are always exactly what you need to be. So when people are saying, well, your energy's too much, you're intimidating, blah, 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 that is a them problem. That's a them problem. It's a them problem. And let it be a them problem over there. And you keep going where you need to go. Because this right here, this is teamwork with strength on top of it like this. So, as this becomes stronger, it's going to lead you to people that also are in this line, in this category here. So don't stress about the people that are kind of falling away. You're going to move toward other people that exude this. And all those people do is just build you up even more and even stronger. So, you're not too much. That's a them problem. And let it be a them problem over there. Let them walk their own path and you continue on this amazing powerhouse path that you're on. Okay? That makes sense, sugar? Thank you, Lady M. Yes, I am feeling better. I overdid myself on Monday, but I couldn't cancel any more lives this week. So, yeah. Thank you for subscribing, Melissa. Do I dye my own hair or get it done? I have dyed and cut my own hair since I was 19. When I got out of basic training, I had waist length hair. My hair was long, red, curly, and I went and got it trimmed. I told the lady no more than this much, and I went from my hair down to here to my hair up to here. And after that, I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I cut my own hair. I dye my own hair. Yeah, I was in the Army, love. All right, Miss Laura Gallardi, you ready? Now, I'm not saying, for those of you guys that are hairdressers, I'm not saying that there aren't some fabulous ones out there. I have let people cut my hair, trim my hair, etc. But man, I really got to trust somebody. I got to trust somebody to let them do that. But I did go to school. I have my esthetician license. I do my own makeup, my own lashes, all of that stuff. I was going to pull some other things, but now that I see what's here, I don't think I need to. But yeah, I have a lot of Capricorn placements, and I tend to be a little stubborn, and I want things exactly the way I want them. And so I have a problem letting other people do things for me. So yeah. So yeah. Woo, that's a lot of inches to lose, love. Aw, thank you, Georgia. So, ready, Miss Laura? So you also have something interesting going on here, but you have a couple of different things here. You also have the Imperial Jasper, the Petrified Wood, and the Shell, but you also have the cat vertebrae up here and a deer tooth. And those two are like this. They're actually kind of together like that. Yours is a little different. You're kind of pulling into yourself right now. So instead of that big Laura energy that everybody is used to, you're pulling into yourself right now. Like you are circling the wagon. There's no wagons, the wagon. You are circling your wagon. That's it. So I'm sorry for whatever has shifted and changed to make you do this, pull into yourself, because you're in super protective mode right now. It's like, and what's funny is each one of these things are also pointing out. So you have your energy where you're keeping the majority of it back here, and you have like a little spike coming out. Then you have your grounding. You're keeping it here with a little spike coming out. You have your protection, a little bit here with a spike coming out. Like you're getting everything in balance, back in balance. But like I said, you have just sucked everything in. Now, this up here is interesting because, like I said, they kind of are like this. The vertebrae is actually in between part of the tooth. So the cat in this set represents being in both worlds. It represents a lot of strength, a lot of stealth, and then the deer represents peace. The fact that the vertebrae is between the bottom of the tooth like this, and the fact that I kind of know you a little bit, and I know a little bit about what's going on around you and stuff like that, I'm just going to say this. And I have a feeling someone else probably needs to hear this too, so I'm going to say it a different way. When people reach the point where either they have a terminal illness or something is going on and they're kind of getting close to that, you know what I'm talking about. People see things in their room. People will see people they used to know. They'll see people they don't know. They'll just see and talk to random people, etc. Trust them. Trust them. Okay? Thank you, Lady M. Trust them. Talk to them. Ask them who they're seeing, what they're talking about with these people. And the thing is, it's going to be hard not to get upset because we know that they're nearing that kind of end time. But this cat vertebrae right here tells me that this person kind of has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay? They're at peace with what's going on. And they're actually kind of enjoying the 1 foot in, 1 foot out a little bit. As someone that's had a couple of near-death experiences, that has physically died and had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it's not a scary thing. Okay? It's not a scary thing. In the moment, you don't feel it. Your body doesn't feel it. It's not a scary thing. So they are completely enjoying and at peace with what's going on. So, I understand your need to circle the wagon. Talk to them about what they're seeing. Talk to them about, oh, thank you, Amanda. I'm so glad to have you here. Talk to them about everything. Let them talk to you about it. And listen with an open mind. And this goes for all of you. Listen with an open mind. Okay? Don't immediately go, oh. Listen. Just listen. Okay? Listen. Hope that helps, Miss Laura. I've been watching to see if you were on here, but I imagine you're probably going to watch on YouTube later. Aw, thank you, Maddie. Aw, thank you, Christine. All right, so Kim Doyle is next. Yeah, everybody's afraid of dying until you're not. Does that make sense? The thing that we're actually afraid about is not dying itself, is not what happens to our body when we die. What we're afraid of is losing the things here. Our family, our friends, our pets, our things, our job, the things that we feel like we're responsible for. That's what we are going to miss. That's what we get upset about. Because I'll tell you, in the moment when you are not here, you are no longer here. Now, let me tell you guys this too. A near-death experience and ego death are two completely separate things. Near-death experience is when your body, you stop breathing. You stop breathing. Your heart stops. You are dead. And you are brought back. An ego death is different. It's usually happens with some kind of psychedelic substance, and your brain thinks you are dying, and you have to come to terms with the fact that you are going to die. In that moment, wherever you are right then, like Elvis on the toilet, whatever it is, you are not going to make it through that. And as soon as you come to terms with that, it's over. It's over. You relax, the bad trip is gone, and you're good. But you have to accept that. They are two separate things. And I will tell you guys this. Ego death is by far the worst of the two. By far. By far. Because with the other one, you usually don't get a chance. You don't get a chance to go, oh God, oh God, oh God, and you got to come to terms with it. It just happens. And you're like, oh, wow, oh, okay. You don't have a chance to think about it. The other one, however, your brain has to come to terms with it. It's by far the worst, okay? Just saying. I'm just saying. All right, Miss Kim. Yeah, it's by far the worst. Just saying. Woo. were me and I had glasses, like a cute little old lady that I am. Kim, you got some really interesting shit going on here, so I had to pull out the glasses. So we're going to start down here and work our way up. You actually have a warthog tusk, an old nasty one, a red crystal, which represents danger, danger, Will Robinson. Then you also have, oops, I didn't mean to flick it. You also have a raven head, which is upside down. You have an alligator tooth. You have the buffalo, but underneath that is a deer dew claw and a turtle shoulder bone. And then you have a muskrat eardrum. And over here, you have a scroll, which represents wisdom. So, honey, trust your gut. I'm going to start. I know I started here and told you what bones were. We're going to start over here. Trust your gut. The things you're hearing, the things that you just know, your clairs right now are on point. They are razor fucking sharp. Anytime that something about us is under a threat, whether it's emotional, mental, that's a new one. That's mental, physical, etc. Our clairs, the one that is the strongest in us. Now, every single person has clairs. You have all of the clairs. Every single person. I know I'm going to be using mentacle as well. Every single person has every single clair. You don't have to be born with it. You don't have to be a witch to have it. It's part of being a human being. You have them. Okay? You have them. Everyone has one that is much stronger than the others. The vast majority of that is being empathic. Being empathic is actually a clair. Clairvoyance is the next highest one. And then they kind of go from there. As you build on one, the other ones start to get stronger. If you guys are wanting to build your clairs, I'm going to give you a book recommendation, okay? There's a book by, I'm pretty sure it's Matt Aaron. It's called The Psychic Witch, and it's black and white. It's got an owl, a white owl on the front. I highly recommend listening to it on Audible because there is an exercise in there that he walks you through to help you build every clair at the same time. And it's fantastic, okay? When you have something that is threatened, that is under threat, your clairs immediately bristle up. This is why you have all of these cops and military people and whatever, where they didn't do what they were supposed to do, but yet they saved somebody's life or whatever. It's because they trusted their gut. They had a gut feeling and they trusted their gut. That's a clair. That's a clair. The things that you just know and the things that you're hearing without explaining how you're hearing them, they're right on. Trust that. Trust that. Okay? Because the warthog tusk, the red crystal right here, that raven head upside down, and the alligator tooth all coming up on top of these other things right here, tell me that whatever this other situation is right here, it is volatile. Not only is it volatile, but this is someone that's acting out of malice. They're not acting out of protection. They're not acting out of, anything noble. They are literally acting out of malice. So all of these gut feelings that you've had, every time your skin crawls a little bit, you are absolutely right. Please, please trust your gut and don't let anybody sway what you're feeling. Because a lot of times we'll talk to somebody and be like, man, you know what? I don't really trust this person or that I don't know what's going on. People be like, oh, it's okay. Maybe you're just having a bad day or your energy's off or whatever. No. And then you kind of let your guard down. And then in the end, you find out you were right all along. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. because it's being overprotective for a reason. And whoever, whatever the situation is, the person behind all of this, they are acting out of malice. Whether, and I don't even think that it's so much at you. I think you're just indirectly involved in the situation. So be really cautious around that. Anytime I see that red crystal come up, that's my danger, Will Robinson crystal. So, yeah. Just pay attention, okay? Your gut is absolutely correct. Don't let it slide. Don't let your guard down, and don't let it slide. And keep protecting your peace, keep protecting your perseverance, and keep protecting those people that you're taking care of. Yeah, you need to distance yourself from this a little bit too, by the way. Okay? Distance. Like that. The book that I said was The Psychic Witch, and it is by Matt Aarons. Would one of my mods type that in? Pretty please. You are welcome. All right, let's see here. Miss Kathy Mazzell, you are next, Sugarfoot. Kathy, and then Miss April Williams. Thank you, Christine. Hey, Kathy, how are you, sweetie? Ooh, jam my finger. All right. I can only sit still for so long. Somebody tagged me in a video where there's this chair and you sit on it and you can put your legs all around it. I'm like, I need that chair. All right. You got a lot of things going on, don't you, lady? So you have the turtle bone up here. You have the cat vertebrae. You also have a bobcat knuckle. You also have a black tektite. You have a coyote tooth underneath. Oh, you're being a little ornery. You have a coyote tooth underneath a peach pit, which tells me you've been in an ornery mode lately. Sorry, that's funny. That's funny. Then you have a fox fang. You also have a little citrine crystal right here. And then you also have the big buffalo over here. You kind of feel like you're floating. You kind of feel like you're ungrounded, like you're, okay, I got you. You don't feel like, you know, when you watch a movie and it's like a sci-fi movie and they can pick something up holographically and like, whoop, pull it apart like this and, no. Can't do that. All right. When they pull up, say it's a truck, and they're able to like do this and the truck all comes apart like, you know, holographically, you can see every piece of it. That's how you feel like things are going on right now. Does that make sense? So it's just like everything has been pulled and taken apart like this, so you don't feel like you're grounded. You don't feel like everything is fitting together like it's supposed to. And it's almost like nothing really bad is going on, but nothing is like completely super amazing good. It's just, it's good. Let me just say it that way. I know that made no sense. Everybody's like, what? It's not bad, but it's not fantastic. There we go. But you are being a little ornery lately. I love it. I think it's funny. Don't stop that. So I'm going to say the turtle kind of represents, I would assume, probably your hubby in this matter, because it's like there's people here in the middle. So there's a strong masculine over here, big strong masculine over here. Then you have somebody over here that's super in touch with the spiritual. You also have somebody over here that is literally like a bobcat lately. They are ready to tussle at any given moment. The littlest thing is setting them off like this. The retrogrades are really hitting them hard. And then you have Yoda, the spiritual person. You have the Yoda over here. But then over here, you have somebody else in this situation who... It's almost like they're kind of turning their back on everybody else. They're still there. They're still hanging out. They're still doing all the family things. They're still doing everything. But it's like they're just kind of turning their back a little bit. Like they're really self-absorbed in their own little world right now. And here's the thing. I don't think that this is a bad thing. I think whoever this is right here, they need this time to themselves over here. So just let them have it, okay? They're okay. Nothing's wrong. But what's going on here is part of what's got everything like it's this dissected. There's a lot of energy around this group of people right here. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of headstrong. There's a lot of, I'm trying to figure out a good way to say it, because the way I heard it all growing up is probably not what I should say on TikTok. There's too many irons in the fire. Everybody wants to rule the fire. Nobody wants to gather the firewood. Then you also have this really sharp energy here. So I would imagine there's a lot of fire placements with these people. A lot of Aries, a lot of Leo, a lot of like, yeah, really intense, probably a lot of Taurus placements, a lot of stubborn placements. But you also have the citrine over here. So everybody here really cares about each other and really loves each other. So there's nothing wrong. It's just one of those times when everybody's happy apart. So have some together time, you know, whenever you guys are all just sitting in the same room, all on your phones, you know, enjoy that kind of time. All of this will come back together. Don't stress about that. Okay, Kathy, don't stress about that. It'll all come back together. Just enjoy this kind of like dissected aspect of everybody for a little bit. It'll be fine, I promise. It'll be just fine. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is bad. It's just, you're just ungrounded right now because all this shit's in retrograde, and it's okay. It's okay. Enjoy it. Enjoy this ornery Kathy going on right here. I mean, maybe your husband's enjoying it. I don't know. But enjoy the ornery Kathy. Enjoy the ornery Kathy, okay? Everybody needs an ornery mode every now and then. So, yeah, enjoy the ornery Kathy. I had it cold in here for a Reiki session because I always sweat my ass off during Reiki. Now I'm freezing. Now I'm freezing. So, yeah. Don't stress about it, Kathy, okay? Everything will be just fine. Everything's in alignment. Everything's being protected. Don't stress about it, okay? Don't stress about it. Just enjoy the alone, apart, together thing, okay? I hope that helps because I know you stress about all of this stuff, so yeah. Thank you, sweet pea. How are you? How are you? I don't know. Kathy's being ornery, so people may need a hug from being around ornery Kathy. Hi, Simply Sarah. How are you? All right. April Williams, you're next, sugar. Yeah, I still got a little bit of stuffy going on, but that's okay. I love you right back. How are you, Tattoo Addict? I'm wonderful, Sarah, honey. All right, so I got to pick that up so I can see what that is. Because there's a couple things there, and it's all... Okay. So on the very bottom, you have a piece of zebra. You also have a Celtic knot that's upside down. You are absolutely in super protective mode of some things because the zebra represents teamwork, family, etc. The Celtic knot is upside down, like facing it, like holding it down like that. There we go. Then you have the buffalo on top of it. You have the peach pit on top of it. You have the titanium quartz on top of it and the muskrat. And then you have the scroll over here, which represents wisdom. So I'm going to say this. Kind of similar to what I was talking about with the clairs and so on a while ago. If you feel that you need to be super protective of you and yours right now, then do it. Trust your gut. There is something that is telling you to be that protective, and you should be that protective. Okay? Seriously. The only thing is this. The muskrat tooth right here represents perseverance. And it is going up underneath everything. So whatever protections and stuff you're putting in place right now, know that you're going to have to keep them up for a little bit. Okay? Know that you're going to have to keep them up for a little bit. Pay attention to what it is that you feel you need to be protecting you and yours over. Okay? Pay attention. They're absolutely bringing out the mama bear aspect of you, though. I'm going to recommend this, okay? Be the mama bear, but be the mama bear quietly. Don't get too overwhelmed with this, because just you being a protector, just you being on top of everything, and you making sure that you and yours are good is enough. Okay? You don't have to go on an offensive. You don't have to be defensive either. Just be in the middle there. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to be super on the offense. Just let people know that, you know, they're not fucking with your shit or your people, and yeah. But you're in the right. You're in the right to be protective. You're in the right to be putting all of these things in place. But like I said, I'm just going to remind you again, know that you've got to hold these protections in place for a while. Okay? Don't put your guard down. Don't let your guard down at all. Okay? Yeah, don't engage with the trolls. Don't engage with the trolls. They can have their opinion, and here's the thing. Every time they come in and want to say something hateful or whatever they feel they need to say, it actually pushes me up in the For You page. So, hey, I'm happy to let them do it. So, yeah. So I'm like, hey, thanks for coming and commenting. I appreciate it. All right, Lexi Poo, you ready? Hey, Irma, thank you for subscribing to the Blue Insider over there on YouTube. In case you guys didn't know, I have a couple of podcasts over there. I have the Bobiverse, which I'm about to be uploading some new episodes. And I also have a thing called Road Rambling. So, yeah. Ooh, Miss Lexi Poo. Okay. So, you have the silver feather. You have the Larkavite. You have the deer tooth. Well, one of them. You also have the bigger piece of zebra. You have the imperial jasper. Make sure there wasn't anything under there. You have a star anise. You have the blank rune right side up. You also have the peach pit and the plum pit over here. Honey, don't be stressing about a relationship right now. The peach pit and the plum pit are apart. The plum is way up here by itself. Don't be stressing about a relationship right now. Okay? Don't be worried about it. Because right now you're on a path. Having this feather, then the Larkavite, then the jasper, then the blank rune on top of it, you're on a specific path. So this is something I had to learn the hard way. We all end up having to learn the hard way. And some people cannot get out of the perpetual need to be in a relationship. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, sweetie. I got a hair in my mouth. And it's attached, I guess. Don't be stressing about it, okay? It is what it is. When we get on the path that the universe needs us to be on, we have to be okay with us first. We have to be okay with us first. Once you're okay with you and you're solidly on the path where you're supposed to be, the relationship part will just fall into place where it's supposed to be. Right now, the sky is the limit on this path. The sky is the limit on this path, Lexi. The blank rune being right side up like that over the Imperial Jasper. You literally have a wide open sunny road in front of you. You have all of the ancestors behind you. You have all of the spiritual strength, and you have all of this amazing power, this divine feminine and this spiritual protection. Whatever it is that you're about to step out to do, you don't just have this straight and narrow path in front of you. You have this beautiful, wide open road off into the sunset. Like, you have no idea how amazing this road is that's laying out in front of you. You also have an amazing team of people behind you, and you have a lot of people behind you that are a happy place for you. So don't stress about this. Don't stress about this relationship aspect. It'll happen when it needs to happen. But right now, this right here is the universe is going to keep you on this path until you see that it's literally wide open, honey. Everything is yours for the taking. Everything is yours for the taking. Don't stop. Be thankful that there is not a relationship there to hold you back. Okay? I know it's weird, but give it a week or two and you're going to go, "Oh my God, I now see exactly why this relationship isn't there anymore." Just saying. Just saying, sugar. I know how hard it is to lose a long-term relationship, but I guarantee you, you're going to have an epiphany and you're going to look around and go, "Holy shit. Holy shit. If I were still in that relationship, I wouldn't be able to do blah, 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 blah." Just saying. Aww. Good. I'm glad, honey. I'm glad. Yeah. You'll have that epiphany, I promise. I promise. And then you have to come back and be like, "Dude, remember that epiphany? Remember that epiphany?" Yeah. Yeah. Miss Susanna Fowler, I see you over there, sugar. Aw. I love you right back, honey. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm glad that I could help even just a little bit. Even just a little bit. Oh, you're welcome, Shan. Miss Bitsy the Kiko. Ready? Thank you, Rachel. Hey, Orange. Hey, Jake. I think that my list is actually filled this evening. Bitsy's is like, y'all know that song, the Hold On Loosely, but Don't Let Go. That's exactly where you are right here. Aw, you're so welcome, Susanna, honey. That's exactly what's up. So over here, you have the Larkavite that is on top of and kind of in the buffalo. Then you have the shell. But then over here, you have the scroll, the star anise, the petrified wood on top of the zebra. Just all, oops, I didn't mean to. All right there on top of each other. Everything in this, right, so let's talk about this. This is like family aspect, okay? So the grounding is this family, is the team. Both of those things together. They ground each other and they're a team. They're a great set of people together. Plus you have this star anise. All of these things come together like this. They all know they have each other's backs. They know that they're there for each other. They know nobody can fuck with anybody else because they're all going to come after them or whatever. And then over here, you have this spiritual aspect, which is more like, it's almost like walking a straight line, but I don't know how many of you guys ever watched The Good Place with the Jeremy Bearimy episode. It's not a straight line. It's actually this big old squiggly crazy thing. But the problem is because everything is clumped here and everything is clumped here, you kind of feel like you're not protected in either aspect, even though you really are. The protection is there. This thing right here, this family, all this team over here, that is a whole bunch of layers of protection. It's like an everlasting gobstopper. Like no one's getting to the middle. Then you have this over here, this spiritual aspect, it's protected on its own as well. So even though you feel like these things aren't protected because they're separate, they're supposed to be separate. They're supposed to be separate. So don't try to clamp down so hard on either one. Don't try to clamp down and shove them together because they're not going to fit. Because they're not supposed to. Each one of these is good by itself. Okay? Each one of these is good by itself. When it's time for them to come together, they will. But right now, they don't need to. So let them be separated. Let them be separate. Okay? Yeah. Let them be two separate things. There's a yawn. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. That's why I didn't want to start saying something else. I was like, as soon as I start to say something else, I'm going to fucking yawn. I love this piece of Larkavite. That's why I threw it in there. It's like super pretty. I love you right back. All right. Christine S. You ready? So let me refresh my list. I cut my tickets off just a little early this evening because, like I said, I didn't sleep that great last night. I had some weird dreams. My dude had weird dreams. Everybody had weird dreams last night. It is what it is. So I have Christine S, Rosie M, Lisa H. I have April D, Jackie S. Let me move over this way. Kaitlyn, Tonya, and Patty Sullivan. All right. Christine, here we go. Yeah, energy was weird. We've had a lot of solar flares, a lot of CMEs hitting, so yeah. Oh. So the first thing I saw when this popped out was the rattlesnake rib over here. And it's over here by itself. See if I can pull this. You guys can kind of see it. See it right there? But then over here, you have the zebra, you have the buffalo, you have the raven, and you have the petrified wood. That petrified wood keeps coming up a lot this evening, and I keep shuffling this shit around. But when I first saw that, I was like, oh shit, you got somebody fucking with you. But I don't think that's it. Honey, you're fighting a rebirth. Like, you're fighting it. You are so grounded and so strong-headed in who you think you should be, that you're fighting this rebirth that needs to happen. So the universe is kind of like, all right, fine. If that's who you want to be, fine. This is why you feel like you keep hitting a wall every time you turn around. Whether it's something with your energy, with your job, with your path, whatever it is. This is why you keep feeling like you're just hitting the wall over and over and over and over. We get stuck in this, no, I am blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna be blah, blah, blah. And the universe is like, no, blah, 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 blah. This is what you're supposed to be. This is who you are. But we fight that because we're like, no, I'm this. And so when we don't go through that rebirth, when we don't become who we're supposed to be, we start, the universe is like, okay, wall. So this is why lately you feel like you're just hitting a wall every time. You're fighting the rebirth. And as long as you continue to fight the rebirth, you're going to continue to hit the walls. You're going to continue to hit the walls. Don't shoot the messenger. You're really grounded in this person here. You're really strong in this person here. But the thing is, when we go through a rebirth, we have to be vulnerable. We have to take off our hard shell back there, and we have to be vulnerable for a little bit. And it sucks. Especially for someone that's very grounded in this. I totally understand. So I'm just going to say this. When you're ready, the universe has already been giving you all the roadblocks. Okay? It's already been giving you the roadblocks. You're already used to the roadblocks. You're already used to the walls. When you are ready to be vulnerable, when you are ready to go through this rebirth, it's there. It's there. Right now, I don't feel like the universe is fixing to shove it on you. I think that the universe is kind of gently trying to let you just do it on your own, which is more than most people get. So, yeah. I hope that helps. Hey, Sir Dog. That's some aggressive foot biting over there. All I can hear is him like, I'm going to need y'all to not do that. I'm going to need you to not do that. Good. I'm so glad. Thank you, Miss Meowton. But yeah, when I saw that at first, I was like, son of a bitch. Thank you, Gravitas. Your significant other told you in a different way about that. That's funny. Oh, Kay's fine. Kay came home with the sniffles for a couple of days and then fine. Me, however, I got the full-blown COVID. Thank you for the orange. All right, Rosie Poo, you ready? Well, Christine, I'm glad I could help, honey. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Thank you, Karen. I got these at this beautiful place on the border of New Mexico and Arizona called Yellow Horse. And they were blue and fantastic and long and dangly, and so I had to have them. And I thought I lost them for a while, and I got really upset because these are some of my favorite ones that I've picked up on my travels. And I was cleaning out my makeup bag and found them in a little pocket where I had put them to protect them. You're welcome so much, sweetie. So yeah, I've been wearing the shit out of them lately because I miss them. And they are super lightweight. So yeah, they're made by a Native American lady down there. She does amazing beadwork, and she had so many beautiful pairs, but this is the only blue pair she had. So it had to go home with me. All right, ready, Rosie Poo? You gonna make me work, Rosie. Look at this shit. So we're gonna start up here. And I'm just gonna kind of read the bones down, and then we're gonna talk. So you have the deer dewclaw, you have the scroll, you have the turquoise piece, you have alligator tooth, bobcat knucklebone, piece of lapis, star anise. I don't think there's anything else under there. The zebra is upside down. Woo! Have me yawning. You have the blank rune right side up, and the imperial jasper is kind of over here by itself, and then the turtle is way up here by itself. The turtle shoulder. So sometimes it's okay to put all your eggs in one basket. Okay? Does that make sense? I know people are always like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay. I'm sorry that you've had people turn their backs on you lately. I'm just going to say this. Rejection is protection, because the fact that this piece of zebra is upside down on the star anise tells me that them leaving you, walking out of your life, was a good thing. It was a good thing. Let them go. Bye-bye. See you, wouldn't want to be you. I know that it's got you feeling a little less than, and I'm sorry, honey. You are in no way less than. They did not need to be in your life any longer. It has not affected your path. I know that you feel like it does, especially when we have people that exit our life that we thought were going to be on our path for a very long time. Then it can make us feel like, well, shit, maybe I'm not on the right path. You are, I promise. Okay? You are, because of all of these pieces up here. First, you have this lapis, which is especially paired with this imperial jasper. That's a very royal, a very regal matter, a very regal energy that's going on. Then you have this alligator tooth here. Honey, I think you've I don't think you've forgotten how to be ferocious, but you've forgotten how to be ferocious. Does that make sense? You know, when we don't have to be ferocious for so long, we start to get complacent and just coasting along. You're going to have to pull out that ferocious Rosie. That ferocious Rosie needs to come back out, because that is what got you to this back over here that's now kind of doing that. That wonderful, peaceful spot, that nurturing spot, that knowledgeable spot. You're going to have to get back to that ferocious Rosie, okay? The ferocious Rosie is what's going to help you get past this hurt. But honey, your path is not less than, and you are not less than. They left because they were supposed to leave right now. So, Don't stress about it. There you are. There you are. You're scared of being ferocious. Don't be scared of being ferocious, okay? I know that some people are like, well, that's easier said than done. And I get it. I really do. Because we look up to people that are ferocious and fearless. Like, we love those people. We look up to those people. But at the same time, most of the things that we see on TV, on movies, on social media, all of that stuff is to be kind and be nice and be gentle and be complacent. But the problem is that's only going to get you so far. That's only going to get you so far. You have to have that ferocious undertone. You can be kind and you can be peace loving and you can be happy and you can be calm and still be ferocious. Okay? Oh, I'm so sorry, Rosie, honey. I hate to see that. I hate to see that. It's coming. It's coming. You're absolutely right to feel that way, because it's coming. But it will get you back to you. It will get you back to this amazing, ferocious Rosie that you need to be. Okay? People exit our life so other people can come in. So yeah. And I'm so sorry that you have to go through that, because I know that it sucks to lose people out of your path that you think are going to be there for a while. You know, you've always got us. You've always got us. Like, we aren't going anywhere. You can't get rid of us. You're stuck with us, Rosie, period. Okay? We aren't going anywhere. That goes for all of you. You're stuck with us, period. Just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. Ryan, that's actually really funny. I spontaneously combust watching Dance Moms. Aw, I'm sorry, sweet pea. My nose is itchy. All right. Lisa H. You ready, sugar? Hey, hot stuff. How are you? Oh, all right. You doing okay? So I want you to notice this was like falling out. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it right there. So the thing I want you to really notice is that right there. This thing came flying up here at me, and notice how far it is from all of this other stuff. This is a rattlesnake head, like the skull is upside down, and it literally came flying like that. So we also have the rib bone down here, but that's a different thing. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that little thing right there. What that tells me is whatever protection and warding you've been putting in place. Oh, my nose is itching. Somebody talking about me. Whatever protection and warding you've been putting in place was for a good reason, and you did an amazing job at it. Hey, Shadow Scream, thank you for 15 months. 15 months. Girl. Whoever that is that you needed to kind of banish out of your life, that you needed that protection over, you were absolutely right. And see this right here? That is a fox claw, okay? It is facing that. So you're right to keep that up. You're right to keep those things in place. You're right to not let your guard down. Because even though this is way up here, and even though it's upside down, I don't think that this person, situation, etc., I feel like it's a person that causes a situation. they're still lurking. They haven't completely slithered off somewhere else. They're still lurking. Okay? So don't put those claws up. Don't put those claws up. Then you have the Larkavite. You have a cherry pit. You have the rattlesnake rib under here. Then you have the shell. You have the rune upside down. You have the scroll. You have the danger, danger, Will Robinson crystal. But over here, you have the zebra. It was about to fall out of the bag. And so I just kind of set it right there. Okay? So I don't like that the cherry has the rattlesnake rib and it's touching that red crystal right there. That is somebody that is love bombing to try to get something that they want. I don't know if it's the same person or what, but this is somebody that's love bombing and they're trying to come in under your protections and get you off kilter with some stuff. Because the fact that that rune is upside down and then you've got the scroll over here and they're both kind of like that. It almost makes me feel like this is a different person. Like either this person is influencing that or this is a completely separate person. But it's like they're trying to sneak in under the radar and do whatever they can to like love bomb. And I have a feeling that with the love bombing aspect of this, that's kind of what's tripping this danger, danger, Will Robinson aspect. Don't trust that person. Don't trust that person. Because the fact that that rib is laying just right up on top of that other crystal, like they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. There's a reason that your gut is screaming about this. I don't think that they've shown their true colors yet. And I don't think that you're going to see it for a while either. Unless you cut that off. And if you cut this off, you're like, I'm not interested, or whatever it is, you're going to see that really quickly. So be careful how you cut things off with this person right here. Okay? Be careful how you cut it off with them. Because I'm having a really weird deja vu moment right now. Yeah. Put your protections in place. This has nothing to do with family either. Like, this is just you. This is just about you. Thank you, Sunshine. Yeah. Put protections in place and be careful of the wording you use when you cut this off. Because they're going to have a little bit of an explosion. And do not let this person over here know about it either. Because if they know about it, they're going to come in and try to be Captain Save-A-Ho, and they don't need to be. You need to keep that claw up over that way. You need to cut that off. If you let this person too much further in, they're going to continue to affect you moving forward. You have a lot of things coming to try to pull you off path. No, I don't think it's a romantic interest either. I don't think it's a romantic interest either. They're just love bombing. And love bombing can be a boss. It can be a friend. It can be a family member, whatever. It is somebody that is just overwhelmingly like, oh my God, you're fantastic. But like in your gut, you're like, yeah, no. They're love bombing. But honey, you must have some very important thing to do and accomplish in your life, because you have too many people that are coming through to knock you off your path. Right and left knock you off your path. So, yeah. 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 You have some things to do. You have some things to do. Don't let them stop you. Okay? And I saw that you said it's your brother, and I'm sorry about that, love. I'm sorry. It's never fun when it's a family member that's trying to do everything they can to fuck us over. So yeah, you're right not to trust that person. You're right to have your guard up. Okay? And whoever the rattlesnake is, yeah. Yeah. I do hate that this was way over here, because it tells me that you don't have a lot of support in trying to cut those things off. And I hate that. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, it tells me you don't have a lot of support from that, or maybe they don't know. Maybe you're not, you know, forthcoming with the information. And I get that too. I get that too. So yeah. But yeah, that thing came flying up the bowl at me. I mean, at least it's just the skull, right? Not the real thing. Well, you always got us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, we can spiritually, you know, throat punch whoever. Just saying what I'm saying. We got you. We got you. All right. April D, you ready? Do I teach bone reading? You know, I haven't in a while. I could put together a class if you guys would like me to. It would probably be like November or December, but yeah. If you guys would like me to teach a class, I absolutely could. Hey, D, thank you, love. All right, April, you ready? So you have the black tektite, you have the buffalo, you have the Celtic knot upside down, the larkovite, the imperial jasper, you have the alligator, the bobcat, you have the cat vertebrae upside down, and then you have the scroll. All right, let's chat. So there's a lot of spiritual things in this line here. The black tektite, that represents a very intense type of spiritual guidance and spiritual protection. Then you have the buffalo bone, which is a lot of strength, inner strength. You have the larkovite, which is black labradorite, which is being guided, very protected, guided on your path. You have the imperial jasper, which is a lot of very royal energy, intelligence, etc. So all those things are in a beautiful line right there. But then you have the Celtic knot upside down. So this is, I never can pronounce it right. I always murder it. So I'm not going to. The Celtic infinity, and then it has the love at the bottom. It's upside down. So that tells me you're kind of shying away from family, friends, and just loved ones right now. You're kind of pulling like this. But let's talk about this. Sometimes having knowledge that something's going to happen, or having knowledge about what's to come, and knowing that we can't do anything to change it, it fucking sucks. Fucking sucks. Knowing that nobody gets to stay here forever, knowing that there are a lot of things in this world that we cannot fix, knowing that there are people in this world we cannot fix, Knowing there are situations in this world that we're not meant to be a part of and that we can't fix fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It fucking sucks. And knowing that I just was talking to somebody the other day, actually several somebodies the other day. It's weird. This topic has come up like 3 times this week. I had people reach out and ask me, what do you do when you know something is going to happen? You can see this, you can see this, you can see this. Thank you, Nix. But you can't tell the person. Or you could tell the person, but they're not going to believe you. What do you do? How do you handle that? And I said, well, you put it in a box. You just put it in a box and you stuff it down there, because you can't do anything with that knowledge. You can't. You can help prepare other people around you for it. But sometimes it's not your cliff note to give. I know you said you fix stuff. That's what you do. Well, the thing is this. You're going to have to take a step back from the situation and look at your path thus far. You're going to have to take a step back from the situation and look at everything that's been going on, not with this situation over here, okay? But with this line, with this energy. You're going to have to take a step back and just kind of look around. So instead of like taking a step off the path, you need to take a step up here and just look at everything. Just look at everything. Look at everything that's been going on your path. Look at how your life has shifted. Look at how your life has changed. And not just in the last year, not just in the last 3 years. Your whole life. Look at the major pivotal points that have happened. Look at the things you've learned in each one of those major pivotal points. I don't think that's going to give you an answer on how to fix this, okay? I don't think it's going to give you some grand epiphany about why this is happening the way it is, because there's no epiphany about it. There's no reason behind it. But what it is going to do is this. It's going to help you be a little more calm about this situation here. It's going to help you it's going to help you. Maybe it is going to be a little bit of an epiphany. It's going to help you unpack some of that box so you can put something else in there. It's good to go back through all of the major epiphanies, major turning points in our life, and look at how we shifted and how we changed. Look at who we were versus who we were after. It's good to do that every now and then. Don't do it a lot. Don't live there. There's a reason that's the past. But it's a good thing to go back and look at major turning points in our life. It helps us understand upcoming turning points. And a lot of times it helps us to look back and go, oh, Now I understand why I'm not with that person. I didn't get that job. I didn't do this. Whatever it is. We start to understand. And it helps us to unpack some things out of our shadow box that we keep in there. Does that make sense? A full Taurus, I don't wanna. Yeah, I know. That's an earth sign thing right there. You can't make me. I'm not gonna do it. So go back and look. You don't have to go through all of them, but go back and look through some of them, especially under 10. Especially under 10. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Yeah. I knew that was coming. We can talk about it in a little bit. I'm going to make you do it. Just saying. The mentacle. Yeah, I'm glad you're not letting me forget mentacle, because that's a great word. I'm writing it down. Mentacle. All right, Jackie. Ready? Sorry. Woo, you got a bunch of shit all. All right. You realize you're going to have to let that gift out, yeah? You're going to have to let that gift out. I know you guys can't see it. See this wad of shit right here? I'm not even looking at this yet. This is the big shell. But over here, you have there's a deer dew claw. Then you have the cat vertebrae like this. Aw, I love you too. Then you have the turtle shoulder like this. Like they're all just bleh. Honey, you're going to have to let that gift out. If you don't start using it, if you don't start honing it, it's going to explode. Hey, Block Mamba, how are you, sugar? It's going to explode. And let me just tell you from a stubborn ass point of view, you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. Because when you have a gift that explodes like that, you lock yourself in your house for a year. You don't go around people. It overwhelms. It overwhelms. A lot of people, especially in the past 4 or 5 years, are having their gifts open back up, like really quickly. Not only are they having their gifts open back up, these are gifts you had really intensely as a child. And just the world, COVID, all of those things have opened those gifts back up. Ripped off whatever door we slammed with them. And they are, bam, out there. You're going to have to open this gift up. You're going to have to open this gift up. You're going to have to start using it. Because the thing is, what's radiating out from here, there's another deer tooth here, and it's way over here. The deer is inner peace. You also have this titanium quartz right here, which is strength. You have the raven head, which is kind of upside down, and you have the star anise over here. You're meant to be using this gift. There's a lot of protective aspects here. There's an intense theme of protection here on multiple levels, 4 different levels. Part of the reason that this gift is coming to the surface repeatedly the way it is, to the point that it's making you think that you're a little batshit beyond Captain Jack crazy, is because the people and the things and the places and so on that you're supposed to be protecting are here. Like they're now. They're now. And your gift is ready but not ready. Does that make sense? Like it's strong enough, it's ready, but at the same time, you haven't been honing it, and so you don't know how to control it yet. It's kind of like, you know, being able to shoot laser beams out of your hands, but they're like lightning and they just go where the fuck ever, instead of being like right there. You're going to have to start honing this gift. You're going to have to start honing this gift, sweetie. You're going to, find somebody that can help you if you need to. But you're going to have to start honing this gift. You're going to have to start honing this gift. I would imagine that you probably have some very, very intense, strong clairs as it is, and they're getting stronger, and you probably feel crazier. Yeah. 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 You definitely need to, yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right. Does that help, honey? If you need to find somebody that can help you, find somebody that can help you. What I was writing down is, I get asked a lot to help people with gifts and so on like that. And I don't have the time to do one-on-one with everybody, but I could work it in a schedule to do a short class. To do a short, like, group class. So, yeah. So, I think that's what I need to do. Because I know there's a lot of you guys that need it. That need the help. So, yeah. So, yeah. In the meantime, if you weren't here a while ago and I recommended that book, those of you guys that have gifts popping up like this, that are starting to get out of control, where you're starting to feel a little batshit crazy, that's an amazing, amazing book. It's The Psychic Witch by Matt Aaron. You can get it on Amazon. I highly recommend getting it on Audible and listening to it, because there is an amazing exercise that he walks you through in there that will help you start to get a hold of all of those clairs at once. Okay? So in the meantime, until I get this class built and fit it in my schedule, it is The Psychic Witch. It's a black book. It's got white writing on the front and a white owl on the front. It's a fantastic book. I highly, highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Okay? I don't think it's very much. I think it's like $15, if that. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, one of my mods put that back in the chat for me. Kaitlyn, Tonya, then Patty. Thank you, Sea Witch. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think it was very much. All right, Kaitlyn, you ready? Woo! Okay. I don't see that charm like hardly ever. I also don't usually see this little tiny piece ever. Okay. I did not mean to do that, but I had to see what that was under there. Woo, you are just discombobulated everywhere. You are just discombobulated everywhere, Kaitlyn. You have turtle. So up here you have the turtle, then you also have the scroll. So all this inner knowledge that you have. Then you have the larkabite, you have the turquoise, you have the shell, you have the cat vertebrae, you have this big silver charm here. Underneath there, you have a piece of fluorite, you have the bobcat knuckle, you have the citrine all over here. Then over here, you have this piece of purple fluorite and the green crystal, which is, you know, abundance, money. Then you have the tree of life. Like, you just have all this stuff. It's too much. It's too much. You're overwhelming yourself. And I'm guilty of this too, okay? So please, please, please don't think that I'm singling you out or whatever. Because every single person that walks a spiritual path is guilty of this. We all are. Okay? We go through phases where we're very calm and we're very peaceful. We're like, okay, you know, I know my shit. I'm doing good right now. Like, I'm just going to be calm and read this book or whatever. And then we go through these phases where we're like, oh my God, I'm ordering 123 books and I'm going to read them all tomorrow. And I'm going to learn all of this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And we overwhelm ourselves. It's like so much shit. It's so much shit. I had a lot of people growing up that taught me all kinds of really cool shit. And I still go through phases like this. Woo. And what I have to remind myself, and this is what I want you guys to remind yourself too, is it all takes time. It all will come in time. This is one of the things that, if you guys have watched me for any length of time, you've heard me say this. If you come across somebody that says they know everything, first of all, run the other way. Second of all, they don't. I'm calling all the bullshit, all the shenanigans. They don't. No one can ever know everything about anything. Every single thing, no matter what field it's in, is always changing and growing and shifting. You can go buy, like I just got a brand new phone. I just got it today. And I guarantee you it's already outdated. There'll be a new phone that comes out this Christmas. And I'll be like, fuck, why didn't I just wait? Because you can't. Because even if I get one next Christmas, there'll be a new one this spring. There's always things happening, changing, shifting, growing. The same with our spiritual path. There are always people that are unlocking new things, that are finding different ways of teaching things, new spiritual aspects that are coming through, etc. And the world in general is just so huge. You cannot physically learn everything. Even people, let's just say a Buddhist monk that is in his 80s, that has been in that way of life since he was a kid, is going to tell you the same thing, that he continues to learn every single day. He continues to change and grow and shift every single day. All of this stuff will come with time. All of this learning, all of this knowledge, all of this, everything. It will come with time, but you have to give it time. You have to give it time. I don't consider myself very old. I'm 46. I don't consider myself very old. But at the same time, I consider myself a little ancient sometimes. I only know what I know because I grew up doing these things. I grew up learning these things, reading the books, being taught physically how to do a lot of these things. I don't know everything. Hell no. I wouldn't want to know everything. How boring would life be if you knew everything? Even if you just knew everything about one thing. How boring would that be? Pace yourself and don't try to overwhelm yourself with this. Because, oh my God, you totally can overwhelm yourself. Trying to learn everything right now is amazing and overwhelming. You'll break your brain. You'll be mentical. And then I had to point to it because I wrote it down. You'll be mentical and then nothing will stick. And then you'll be frustrated because nothing sticks. So, don't push yourself to, don't do this anymore. Don't push yourself anymore. Okay? Take a step back from all of it for a minute. This is why nothing is sticking. This is why the gifts aren't growing the way they're supposed to grow. This is why you're hitting roadblock after roadblock. It's why your energy is down. It's why you can't seem to move ahead, you know, financially and so on. It's because you have so many irons in the fire that the universe kind of threw his hands up and like, I don't know what's going on right now. So take a step back, okay? Take a step back because it's too much, honey, okay? It's too much. It's too much. Just take a step back for a little bit. In fact, take a break. Take a break for a little bit. Literally, step back. Everybody needs to step back from their spiritual path and growing every now and then. They have to. You have to. Even me, you have to. Okay? So, yeah. All right, Miss Kaitlyn, I hope that helps, honey. Tonya, you're next, sugar. That was a lot. Well, Miss Tonya. So up here you have the peach pit, you have the plum pit. Then you have a beautiful little piece of clear quartz. You have the fox fang. Underneath there, you have the bobcat knuckle. You have the blank rune upside down. You have a piece of citrine. You have the big buffalo slice, and you have a black tektite. So, I'm going to say this, Miss Tonya. You can't protect everybody. You can't protect everybody. I know we like to try. I like to try. I've met you a couple times now. I know you like to try as well. But we can't protect everybody. And here's why I say this. Because the peach pit is very protective of this plum right here. And the bobcat knuckle underneath this by the plum tells me that whoever this is, they are very headstrong. They're like a fucking wet bobcat when they're riled up. But the blank rune upside down on top of that tells me that they have stuff they have to learn. They have to learn in this life. they're very spiritually protected with this. No matter how much someone tries to protect them or influence them, especially spiritually, it's literally like flinging I was trying to think of something good that doesn't stick. I mean, it's like they're coated in rubber. So you can do all the protection work you want, but it's not going to stick. They have something very, I'm going to say intense, but I also want to say big, that they have to do and learn in this life. The best thing that you can do, instead of being overprotective, is to help guide them, help amplify their gifts, and show them how to be happy in the moment. The clear quartz is all about amplification. The fox fang is all about being cunning and being very intelligent about decisions and being very sure-footed where they're going. Citrine is all about happiness. And then this strength right here. The best thing you can do is to guide this person. I'm not saying just throw them to the wolves. Obviously protect them a little bit, but you can't protect them completely. You just can't. Help them learn their gifts, help them amplify those gifts, and help them learn how to be happy in the moment, happy with anything that's going on. Teach them how to channel that inner wet bobcat and put that energy into school or job or whatever. Help them learn how to channel that bobcat energy in there. But I'll say, the being happy in the moment is the best thing that you can teach this person. Amplifying is one thing, being sure-footed is one thing, but teaching them to be happy in the moment, because that rune being upside down on top of it tells me that a lot of the steps to get to whatever this major thing is they're supposed to accomplish in this life are going to be really hard. Those steps are going to be really, really hard. So being able to be happy and appreciative in every single moment is going to be key to them being strong and moving forward. Does that make sense? I hope so. I was kind of like rambling. Aw, I will be in the shop tomorrow. Yep. Okay, good. I'm glad that made sense. Yeah. Well, good. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow then. So, yeah. Sweet. I'm glad that made sense. Yep. I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's actually better than Saturday, because Saturday I got live all day. You're welcome, love. Gotta love spell check, right? All right, patty cake. You ready? Patty is my last one. Oh, you had the lapis just barely falling out here. We're going to talk about the lapis first, and then we're going to talk about this. That lapis is hiding. In other words, it's telling me that you're hiding. You're hiding that amazing aspect of you. You're hiding this queen energy, this ruler energy for some reason. So over here, you have the petrified wood. You have the silver feather, the raven head upside down, the titanium quartz, lots of silver, lots of feminine energy. You also have a little piece of fluorite and the larkovite here. You're just overwhelmed, aren't you? You are the fixer. Not only are you the fixer, you are the one everybody comes to for advice. You're the one that has to be strong for everybody else. And you're the one that is supposed to you're like it. I'm trying to think of the right thing. You're just supposed to do everything. It's too much. It's too much. So that's why the lapis is over there, because you don't have time for you. It's not that you're forgetting about it. It's that you just can't. You don't have time. But the thing is, these three things form a triangle here in the middle, which is balance. I keep knocking shit over. But as this is balance in the middle, this petrified wood is up here. Meaning that you're not really grounded in these things like you used to be. You used to be... Oh, honey. Don't do that. Don't do that. The thing is, that was a bot account, so there's no point in me even screenshotting or doing anything to that account. But don't do that. And I know I blocked them, so they can't even see what I'm saying. But they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Anytime you guys are in anybody's live, I don't care who it is. If you see a person doing that or a bot doing that, you don't go into someone else's live and try to poach people out of there. Not only do you not do that, but don't ever, ever, ever message that person when they're like, message me for a reading. That's just like those dumb shits that come in everybody's DMs pretending to be everybody else. Me, whoever. They don't even speak like us. And then they drive you up the wall and threaten you with all this stupidity. And just don't bite. Just block them. Because what sucks is they figured out now, if they get you mad enough and you say something, then they can report you, and then you end up getting your stuff taken away. So, yeah. So, yeah. Somehow I had somebody sneak on my list. So, Miss Patty, back to you. Honey, you've got to find a way to loosen this a little bit, because this has gotten so compacted in here. You having to be everything for everybody, that you're starting to not, I mean, you've already forgotten about yourself. It's way over here. But you're starting to get ungrounded. And it's also going to start affecting you very deeply on your path. It's okay to be this person, but it's getting like so compacted in like this that it's causing problems in other aspects of your life. I wish that I could say, here's exactly what you do, blah, 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 blah. But there's not a right way. Everybody is a little different, because everybody's situation is different whenever you are the everything. Whenever you are the everything. So you're going to have to get back to this lapis energy over here. You're going to have to get back to this lapis energy over here and know that, and I am going to tell you a little secret. You ready? You are the everything here. However, they can do things without you, believe it or not. They can. You can still do the things, but you can let them do some of the things. That way you can get back to you. That way you can reground yourself. That way you can be the powerhouse that you are and be balanced. And you can own this amazing queen energy again, and you can get yourself regrounded. You'll be much happier and much more solid in who you are. Okay? They are not going to like it when you make them do things themselves. I'm just letting you know. They are not going to like it. But they will thank you for it later. Okay? They'll thank you for it later. I promise. So, I had one more somehow get on my list up here. Obviously really needed it. Bobii, are you ready? You are so welcome, Patty, honey. And then I am going to get off of here and go to bed. I love you right back, Lizzie Pooh. Ooh, okay. So, Bobii, over here, you've got the zebra upside down, and then you've got the petrified wood. So before I even start over here, let's talk about this. Okay? Honey, they made their choice. They made their choice and they walked away. They turned their back on everything else. They are not shedding one tear, taking 1 second guess. They are completely grounded in their decision. You cannot change their mind. Over here, you have the cat vertebrae. You have the warthog tusk. You have the alligator tooth and the peach pit. I know that this hurt. I know that them turning their back and walking away hurt like hell, and it has you not only pulling into yourself and being that lone alligator out there in the swamp, but it has you ready to just bite the fuck out of someone's face too. It has you ready to pull all your protections back from it. Like, it really did a number on you. Like, you're ready to pull your protections back. You're ready to bite the shit out of anybody. And it's even cutting your gifts off. Like, this anger, and you're going to have to look at this anger and do the shadow work on what are the underlying emotions with this. This is a lot. This is a lot. It's a lot. But it's cutting you off from your gifts. It's cutting you off from your spiritual, I want to say powerhouse, because I feel like it's actually kind of cut you off from your own energy. I totally understand it though. I totally do. Okay? And here's why. When someone walks off and leaves us like that, because this wasn't just a mutual thing. This person's an ass. They fucking turned around and walked off. And I know I said earlier that we have a hard time when people leave our life, especially if they've been there for a while. But it causes anger first. It causes anger first, because that is the emotion that Everyone knows. We all know what anger is. We all know what anger is. But underneath that is rejection, feeling less than, just hurt, bringing up older triggers, like all of these other things. There are layers upon layers upon layers of shit that gets brought to the surface when we have something like that happen. This right here, though, is the one part of this that concerns me the most, because it's cutting you off from your own gifts. It's cutting you off from your spiritual energy, from this powerhouse aspect of you. That's why I said you're going to have to go through and kind of step back and then unpack everything with some shadow work on these underlying emotions. Otherwise, it's going to continue to push you further and further and further away from your spiritual self and your spiritual gifts. And then you're not going to understand how to get back. It's going to be harder for you to get back. And I would be willing to bet my butt that you've been fighting to get this back, and now you're cut off from it again. So, honey, you're going to have to take a step back, and you're going to have to kind of breathe and just start unpacking some of these emotions that go along with this. If you don't, you're going to cut this gift back off, and you're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get it back. I mean, you might be able to get a smidge, but you're not going to be able to get it back. This person right here was absolutely a test. They were sent to knock you off your fucking path, and they've done it. Don't let them win. Okay? Don't let them win. Throughout our life, guys, we have people that are sent to knock us off the path we're supposed to be on. Repeated people. It's not the same person every time. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we have one karmic bond that this fucker knocks us off our path every single time they come around, and they come around in this life too, and we get stuck with them. And we don't know why we're with this person, whether it's romantically or a family member, and we keep coming back after they fuck us or whatever it is. We don't understand, like, why the fuck can I not just cut this person off? Because there's a karmic bond there. We have people that are sent as tests. We have people that the universe sends to knock us off our path on purpose, because we have something very important to do. And because just like everything, there is good and there is bad. And if you have somebody that's supposed to walk a path to do all of this amazing good stuff for everybody, you're gonna have things that are bad that are trying to knock that person off their path. It's balance. It is what it is. So when you have somebody come that knocks you off your path, you have to get back on it quickly, so you're not losing all of these gifts. I'm sorry that you're going through this, Bobii, honey. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. But the good thing about this warthog and this alligator tooth right here is that you can harness that energy, and you can use it to not only get this gift back, but to amplify the shit out of it. But it has to be you that does that. It has to be you that does that. So, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. And like I said, I wish I had like the perfect answer. I wish I had the perfect answer. So yeah. I'm sorry. That's a shitty thing to have to go through. Now I see it's always like a reason why someone gets a ticket last minute like that. There's always a reason. Always a reason. So, that being said, YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and let you go over here. And I'll see you guys next time.